Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Cor Astrology. Today I bring you something new that is my friend Yvette here, whom I met early in March 2020 when she offered a free online yoga class in the spirit of joining people together during the COVID lockdown. And I gracefully and gratefully accepted and joined one of her beautiful yoga classes that she does Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock. And after the yoga class, she said, you know what, Cor, why don't you and I do something together? I'll do the yoga, you do the astrology. And today was born our very first full moon event that we've done this morning on the 2nd of August. Yvette started off with the hour of yoga, and then she did a beautiful guided meditation after that. And then after that, I spoke for an hour about the meaning of the full moon of tomorrow, 3rd of August 2020, and also how this will affect all the 12 signs. So what we've done today is we've recorded this. So if there was anybody who couldn't make it today and who missed it and who would like to listen to the replay, we are going to post it on YouTube and get it out there for anybody who's missed it to then enjoy it. So please dive right in, enjoy. I will be putting timestamps onto the actual YouTube video. So if you want to jump straight into your star sign, I will have a timestamp for all the 12 star signs, sun signs, that you can do. The idea was today to celebrate the full moon, and because the full moon has a lot of dynamic energies going on, it's very important that we strengthen our inner core and stay calm. And with the embodiment of yoga, this will also help you along if you feel a little bit rattled during the changes that this full moon will bring on. Please enjoy the yoga, enjoy the guided meditation, and enjoy the astrology. Much love from myself, and thank you, Yvette, for partnering up with me on this beautiful event, which we will be hosting once a month. It is available. You can always contact us directly in the YouTube comments below, or email me at cor@corastrology.co.za. Look forward to seeing you again. Much love. Take care. Bye. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to use this beautiful symbol to begin our full moon discussions. It's lovely to have you all here with us on this very, very special day. A quick introduction to a course that I'm giving online that I normally hold at the Buddhist retreat in Ikopo, but because of COVID, they can't unfortunately host their events. So I'm doing it online. It's going to be 6 basic lectures, 2 hours long, from 5:30 to 7:30 on a Monday, with the introduction to astrology. What are planets? What are zodiacal signs? What are houses? So for anybody who's passionate about astrology or who wants to learn, you can either email myself, or you go onto the www.brcikopo.coza website, and you can just book yourself directly on there. I'm doing it as a pro bono. There's no fee from my side, and I welcome any donations for the Buddhist retreat to help them going. I think many of you have been to the BRC, and for those that haven't been there, it's one of the most beautiful meditation centers in the world. I feel very honored that they allow me to be on their books in terms of one of the teachers in their establishment. So anything I can do to help them going, and also to help participants enjoy the BRC in the future, is an absolute pleasure for me. And if you feel like you want to learn astrology, it's probably one of the best values for money that you're going to get, because you can donate whatever it is that you feel you can afford. All right, well, let's jump right into the full moon of the 3rd of August, which is tomorrow. We see at 17:58 tomorrow, so just before 6 p.m. tomorrow night, Johannesburg time, and you can adjust this for wherever you're living, is the exactitude of the full moon. And during a full moon, we have the sun, which is this round symbol over here, exactly 180 degrees away from the moon. And when this happens, then we on Earth here see the moon in its absolute full way of being. It's totally illuminated. And as a symbolism, if we see the moon fully illuminated in its full glory, we interpret this from an astrological point of view as an illumination or a revelation or even a point of fruition that we personally in our own psyche have reached. So generally on a full moon, we feel a lot more sensitive to everything. Everything is just shining brighter. There's more light on situations. So maybe something that you weren't aware of a few days before or a week before suddenly is fully illuminated. And today in this talk, I want to discuss with you what the illumination is all about. So the sign of Leo is everything to do with being creative and shining your own bright light. Leos are known to be warm persons with a strong will, and they love to be leaders in a very benevolent way. They have a sense of pride and grace and confidence that comes very naturally to them. And it's about exercising one's right to be creative and share one's will out there in the world. It's about saying, hi, here I am, I'm shining, can you see me? And when we look at this in terms of the full moon, it's very much related to, this is me, I'm creative, I'm shining, but I am part of the greater whole. And the reason I say this is because Aquarius is this humanitarian sign. Aquarius is about everybody else and the group and the friends and the networking and the society. It's about the global perspective. It is about wanting everyone to feel free and have the sense of being future orientated. And there's a really strong idea of having strong opinions and being idealistic as part of the Aquarian nature. So here we have the opposition of, this is me, this is what I want to do, yet I do want to tie it into a humanitarian cause and be me in a creative, benevolent, warm, confident, proud way to assist humanity or to connect with a network. It's a very beautiful, beautiful energy. And as Yvette was doing the chakras and she spoke about being expressive and being creative, I had to giggle because I thought, wow, yes, the sun is in Leo. This is exactly what this time of the year is all about for us, to shine and be the best version of who we are in a very benevolent form of leadership. Now, very strongly visible is this, what we call a T-square. So where there's an opposition and it looks like a triangle, we come down to this planet of Uranus. And Uranus is 10 degrees, is making a 90 degrees to the sun and a 90 degrees to the moon. For those of you who would love to understand more of this, please join me on the BRC workshop, because we do discuss aspects and the symbols of the signs and everything. Now, this means for us that on this full moon tomorrow, and we'll feel it today and even a day after the full moon. So I'd say all of today, especially tomorrow at around about 6 p.m. and also the following day, something very surprising and unexpected will happen. Because Uranus is the planet of breakthroughs and independence and the unexpected, chaos. It's about rattling the cage a little bit, and it's almost like a double whammy, because the moon, which is the full moon, which is about illumination and things coming to a head, is now going to be activated by the planet of Uranus, whose basic archetype is bright lights like lightning, illuminating things that you've never realized before. So there's a sense of rebellious energy or this revolutionary aha, wow moment. It can feel a bit disruptive. There's definitely changes brewing in the air. Uranus loves freedom and liberation. So there's like this, oh, I need to be free, I need to be independent. And with that also the energy of being a maverick, doing things in a unique to yourself way. Basically things you didn't see coming will be coming. So there could be excitement around that. When it happens, there could be the sense of chaos, like I'm not coping and my nervous system is, whoa, this is too much. The idea is to let go of anything that is stagnant. And yes, there will be a lot of nervous energy around. Yet this Uranian energy is allowing you to move forward. It's basically the saying, forewarned is forearmed. So I'm glad I can mention that all with you today, because if something really exciting happens to you in the next 48 hours, then you'll know, wow, this is, I knew this was coming. It's not that much of a shock to me. It's not that surprising. Let me look at it and let me welcome it, because this is a time where we can evolve and change, with Uranus kind of giving this last full extra push, saying you need to innovate and kind of move with the times and move forward. Now, when we look at the energies of Uranus and Taurus, and then, Uranus in Taurus, the sun in Leo, and the moon in Uranus, in Aquarius, these are all fixed signs. So we're sitting with an energy that actually likes dependability and security and wants things to be maintained and continued. Especially Taurus is like, if it's broken, let me fix it. I want to maintain things. I want to hold on to things. I want to keep things going. I don't want to have changes. And this energy is saying there will be changes. And this is difficult for the fixed signs because they don't really like changes. Yet it's also very necessary for moving forward. And I often think of Uranus in Taurus, Taurus being an earth sign. If you think of a whole 2 shifts of a continent, with that big tsunami that we had some time back in Japan, where these 2 land masses are pushing over and pushing over and pushing and resisting, and at some point it snaps and creates this big earthquake and the tsunami. If you could imagine these 2 land masses sort of crumbling up as you go along, instead of resisting and resisting until there's a big bang, like that would be my advice to you if you an Aquarius or a Leo or a Taurian or even a Scorpio, because that's the 4th sign opposite and falling into this pattern as well. And you're resisting and you're resisting. Just think of, like, if you gave in just a little bit and let it crumble a little bit, then there won't be such a big shock if you can just kind of adjust a little bit more cautiously, especially now that you're aware of it, then the impact is more welcomed, and you'll probably experience it a little bit easier, because this is a more difficult time for the fixed signs, because all of the changes are happening with the fixed signs. We're also looking at an energy on this full moon, which relates very much to all of this going on of the old paradigm, the things in your life that have reached an expiration date that need to be reawakened into a new paradigm. And this energy is active because Mars here is making a complete square to this. So we will feel this also on the full moon. Mars is about being assertive and powerful and dynamic, and it's about action. It's also about aggression, war, knives, scissors, surgical instruments, anything that's sharp. It's about conflict. And there's a sense that we want to push our own will, right, with a strong assertion and dynamism, to go and change all these things that are feeling like they're just not changing and they're just stuck, and you want to just move along, but they're still there and need to be dealt with. And there's a slight warning there, because it is 19 of Jupiter here, which is making the direct square with 19 of Mars. And Jupiter, when it's in the sign of Capricorn, is what we call its fall. So it tends to be wasteful or grandiose or excessive or greedy. It's almost like it's over-exaggerating, overreacting, being obsessive, too enthusiastic, too much of a good thing, overkill, extremes. So be mindful that, yes, you are driven to make these changes so that you can create who you are with the Leo sun, to help humanity, and you feel like pushing it along. Just kind of like try, maybe pull back a little bit. I know we're all edgy, we want to get post the COVID days and, you know, create the new life that we want, and yet there's this resistance that's still holding us back a little bit. So there, I think it's important to check in with yourself. Am I being too much? Is this overkill, or am I being assertive and dynamic and taking actions in a healthy manner? So those are the biggest energies. There's another one here with the same having to let go of the old paradigm. And I'm going to go into all 12 signs now to explain to you where you will feel this in your life. Making a beautiful sextile to Neptune. And Neptune is all about dreams and imagination and being spiritual and having a higher view, having a vision of where it is that you want to take the old paradigm, which has reached its old expiration date, and you want to create a new paradigm with new ideas and new projects and new thoughts in a very visionary, healthy way that will kind of create more spirituality in your life and more of a connection to God and to everyone around you. It's about connecting and realizing we are all one. Now, this full moon being an Aquarius is almost a precursor to what will be happening from December onwards, because in December, both Jupiter and Saturn will move forward into the sign of Aquarius. So we're getting the sense of an inkling of what it is that we want to be doing in 6 months' time. These new ideas, these new projects, opening up to the information coming in for your own soul's growth to step into what it is that you want to do from December onwards and all of 2021. And it's like we have to fight to get rid of whatever it is we have to still, not rid of, but to close up and finish off whatever transactions or whatever things it is that we want to finish off to get to the new. And at this full moon, we're going to get this idea of what the new will be like. So this is almost like the beginning of heading towards what we will be in the next 6 months' time. Yeah, so let me remind you that with this big change of the surprised event, which will rattle our cages and feel like we didn't know it was coming, my suggestion is to travel or change or grow or evolve with these times, having this inner security, feeling confident and secure within you, regardless of external factors. Because we'll see with energies such as Mars here hitting Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, we're looking at often governments and authorities and situations where we sort of bumping our head against that we need to deal with so that we can finally get to where we want to get. So the idea is that if there's external forces making you feel like I can't manage with this, or this is too much or too many changes at once, remember your own inner sense of security, because these are fixed signs, and fixed signs have this sense of being fixed. They don't want to have changes. So keep that fixedness of who you are inside of you while the world around you maybe spins a little bit more than usual on this full moon. So let me start with the different astrological signs. I'm going to start with Aries. For Aries persons, and I'm going to remind you, and for those that are new, that we will be looking at your sun and your moon and your ascendant sign. So if you know what they are, what I'm saying about each of the signs is valid for your sun in terms of a yang expression of your masculinity and how you radiate out in the world. When I refer to, or if the sign is your moon, it relates to your yin, receptive, more reflective, feminine nature, related more to kind of family and home and security. It's more the emotional world. And when I talk about your ascendant sign, it is how you shine out in the world. So keep in mind that as I go through this, there's 3 signs that you can listen to: ascendant, sun, and moon. So if you are an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant sign, for you, this new moon is happening in an area of your life that is all and everything to do with your hopes and dreams and the society that you network with and your friends, as well as the income that you're going to earn from any effort that you put into something. And you're going to be super creative because the sun is in a place in your chart which is everything to do with being creative and saying, hi, look at me, I'm here, I've got something great to offer, I'm a really creative person. You know, there's a sense like you want to get up on a stage and say, this is who I am, and have some fun while you're at it and just express who you are for the greater good of society and humanity. The unexpected changes will come to you from a space of your self-esteem and your self-worth. There could suddenly be something related to your finances, how you invest your money, money coming your way, your possessions, the things that you own, your self-esteem are all tied in. Your self-esteem and what you're earning, what you're charging is pretty much all tied in. And this is where the sense of, wow, something unexpected has happened, will be coming in. The old paradigm that you are wanting to let go of, where you feel that there's delays and blockages and there's cracks in the old system and it's reached its expiration date and you want to move forward, is everything to do with authorities and work and how you shine and radiate out in the world, what your highest sense of your success is. And with Mars in Aries at the moment, in your sign, Mars being everything to do, when it's in Aries, it's in rulership. So we use the keywords assertiveness, powerful, dynamic, action. And it's up to you as an individual Aries to be powerful, assertive, dynamic, and take action to wind up the things related to your business that were not working, where you have had all the cracks in the foundation and you feel like it's been oppressive, or outdated, or you must be holding on to some old status quo as a false sense of security, which is actually causing delays and dragging on the kind of going into a better way. So you want to release and you want to transfer that energy and welcome these changes so that you can actually create a new paradigm in your career, your vocation, your profession, how you shine out in the world. For the Taurians, the full moon is happening in your highest form of your own success, how you can shine out in the world, what you believe your best success out in the world is. How can you serve humanity? What new ideas and new projects have you got in terms of your career that will help humanity and the community or the local network or your friends? There's a sense that you want to create from your own internal space. This could relate very much to your home and family and the country that you live in. There's something about the foundation of where you're at, both psychologically, internally, or also physically, that is making you feel incredibly creative. It's like, I love my home, I love my country, I love my family, and with that, I have got the foundation in place to actually go out there and shine in the world, in my career, and help the community. The unexpected changes that are coming are actually from you yourself. You are the one initiating these changes. So you might feel like, oh, wow, I'm surprising myself here. There's something breakthrough-ish or disruptive, or I'm becoming more independent or a maverick, or there's something very exciting, freedom-loving, revolutionary, rebellious that I'm doing, which is not really what I normally do, because as a Taurian, you'd be really fixed. So, you know, it's difficult for you to accept change in your life, because you're going to try and hold on to what you already know. And yet it is you yourself, your persona, your image, how you physically look, that is actually creating this change for you to have more change in your home, to give you the strength to go out in the world and shine in your vocation for humanity and do something for the greater through your creativity. The activities, the strong Martian energy from you is, you're experiencing this in a place in your life that is very much behind the scenes. It's not visible to people. It is something that you're doing for the collective, and it's very much related to understanding that your belief systems and your matters related to travel, or to working with foreigners, or to working as a teacher, or learning something new, is really where it's at. So perhaps you want to start a new course, perhaps you want to teach a new course, perhaps you want to travel overseas, but it's very difficult to do that, right? So Mars, the energy, is trying to figure out how else to do these things. Can you travel via the digital world? Or there's kind of this, I need to work through this old paradigm of believing that I have to travel overseas or do a course, etc. There's a sense that needs to be let go of. There's an outdated, oppressive way of holding on to how things were, and there's a opportunity for a new order or a new paradigm to be fought for, in apostrophes, from a very behind the scenes kind of way. For all the Gemini sun, moon, or rising signs, for you this new moon is happening in an era that is related to foreigners, foreign travel, teaching, learning, higher studies, philosophies, belief systems about whatever it is that you believe in terms of spirituality. It can relate to gurus, connecting with gurus, or being a guru to help others. Yeah, and about higher studies. And for you, this is coming from an era where you can do the creative Leo input through speaking, communicating, talking. There's something about you having confidence now and having pride in how you communicate, write, think, talk, and teach. This is where you want to be warm and be like a benevolent leader and say, I can assist with teaching, I can assist with my neighbors, my siblings, in being this creative energy that is benevolent for humanity at large in terms of belief systems and spirituality. The unexpected surprises that come for you is very much from the collective. It's almost like you've always maybe been isolated or worked behind the scenes, and somehow now this is working for you in regards to these new changes. The part of your life that needs change, where you're experiencing the old, outdated ways of being, and there's this sense of delay and stuckness, and you want to kind of move on from that, is very much related to the resources you receive from other people. What income are you earning? What spiritual resources and support are you getting from other people? What financial, what physical, what emotional resources are you getting from other people? And it's very much related to fears and anxieties, worrying about things, that you don't have enough money, or that there's not enough people around to support you. And it is your interaction with society at large, and friends and groups of people, and networking with people, as well as really looking at your hopes and dreams, that will propel you forward and allow you to shift out of the sense of worries and concerns that there's not enough support from others. Yeah, so networking and connecting with people and focusing on your dreams is really where your Mars energy is coming in and saying, I'm going to get this thing done in a very assertive, powerful, and dynamic way. I will align myself with assertive, powerful, dynamic, action-orientated friends or groups, and through that, I will overcome these kind of niggles that are still holding me back a little bit in moving forward by December. When we look at Cancer, moon, sun, or rising, for you, the moon is happening in an area of your life that has everything to do with changes. So these resources that I was talking about that you receive from other people, this full moon will really be highlighting this for the Cancerians. Who is there to assist me, and how can I assist them? And we're talking about humanitarian global community networking kind of events, connecting with your community in terms of what can I offer them and what they can offer me. And there's a sense of I am a bit frightened, I am anxious about this, I might be grieving, letting go of something that I need to let go of so that the new can come in. And with that, there's the light that is shining, with the warmth that comes from saying, okay, in terms of my own finances and my own self-esteem, how can I be creative and shine out in the world so that I can connect with the other people in society And the changes here, these unexpected changes, are coming from an area in your life that relates to friendships and to your hopes and dreams and to communities and networks. So you will find suddenly people out of the blue. It could be a new group or a new club that's inviting you to join them, or a new friend that just pops up, or a new hope, a dream that just emerges tomorrow evening where you thought, wow, if I did that, that's going to help me wangle this whole concern about what is my self-esteem and self-worth, and what can I give to receive the finances that I need, and who is there to back me up and support me with that. For you Cancerians, you've been working a lot on letting go of relationships that aren't working for you, because the Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, this little cluster here that I was talking about for you is happening in the area of your life that is everything to do with relationships. So there are some old status quo of false senses of securities that you might be dragging out or delaying or still holding on, that are going to hold you back, because it is time for a new paradigm, and it is time to let go and release and transfer this energy onto something that is a new order. And you'll find that your career, your vocation, how you profess to be out in the world, how you shine in the world, what you feel to be your highest version of your success, that is where Mars is in that area. Mars will help propel you to let go of these relationships that aren't working, and to create new relationships that will be taking you forward into this new version of somebody who does not feel like they need to hold on to outdated relationships to be who they are. Somebody who can actually move forward without of those relationships and shine out into the world as a resource for the world. When we come to the Leos, they're going to really feel this strongly, because the sun is in Leo, and the moon for the Leos then falls into an area of their life which is related to the relationships they're having. Now, for Leos, you will feel that the relationship that you're having with another person might require someone to be more freedom loving or more idealistic, or have kind of a connection to humanity and networking with other people. And it is your own creation as a Leo person, with your creativity, with your benevolent leadership qualities, where you want to exercise your will and achieve your goals, and kind of shine, have light shone on you, saying, you know, here I am. That is very important, that this must work, your confidence must work in favor for you to be a part of the greater whole. And this includes the relationships you are in. Does the relationship you're in allow for you to be humanitarian? Because that's really what you want to be doing at this time. Now, it's situations around your work, your profession, your vocation, how you shine out in the world, how you feel your best version of self can be, and how you can shine and succeed in the world. That's where the unexpected changes will come. So maybe in your work on Monday, out of the blue, someone will say, we want you to do more humanitarian work. We love your creativity and your warmth and your benevolent way of leading and your leadership qualities. And for that reason, these new changes are coming along, for instance. So that's kind of how you're going to be feeling the changes. The energy of Mars at the time of this full moon is in an area that relates to foreigners, teaching, advertising, publishing, and you might find that you need to become more of a teacher, or you have to study something, higher learning, so that you can actually overcome the delays and the blockages surrounding your day-to-day routine. Because for you, the Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter outdatedness, the expiration date is very much related to your day-to-day routine and the service that you give to other people. There is a need for a new foundation, to get rid of all the cracks in the old foundation, and to stop dragging along a false sense of security, thinking that the old ways of your day-to-day routine are okay. It's time to transfer and release and let that go. And the best way, or the help that you're getting, is very much from spiritual gurus, from counselors, from advisors, from teachers, professors, people who are foreigners, people who are specialists in advertising, publishing, for instance. They will help you make these changes in your day-to-day routine, which also very much relates to your health. because your day-to-day routine and how you manage your day-to-day routine and how you give service to others is very much interlinked also with your health, and kind of getting those routines into place to make sure you know getting a lot of enough exercises, enough rest, so that while you give a service of yourself, you are not over exhausting yourself. So for all the Virgo rising sun and moons, for you the new moon is falling, the full moon of Aquarius is falling into that area of your life that relates to how you are of service to other people. What is your day-to-day labor that you do and your day-to-day routine looking like? Is it being illuminated? Is there a sense of revelation and fruition that helps you do more humanitarian work, where you can have more idealistic, opinionated views that allow more freedom for everyone? There's a sense of a global perspective, or community work needs to be incorporated into your day-to-day routine. And you will find that you can be very creative while you are feeling isolated. There's a need for the Virgos to be alone and withdraw and recharge their batteries, and it's almost in the form of being alone and percolating and meditating and removing yourself from the world, that you can actually plug into your own creativity and how you can best gather all these energies of creativity and warmth and benevolent leadership. To do that, you need to step away from society, behind the doors, feel isolated, meditate, be on your own, connect with God and spirit and angels and the other worlds that aren't physically, that we can't see. There's a very strong need to be spiritual and connect to that kind of space, so that you can feel the imagination to create all these new ideas that you want to incorporate about being more humanitarian in your workspace and in your day-to-day routine. The unexpected sudden changes come to you from a place that is related to foreigners or overseas, or matters related to training, teaching, the law, philosophies, religions, belief systems. There's something related to, if I change my belief system, then I can change my day-to-day routine, making sure I have enough time for myself to isolate myself. So for all the Virgos, tomorrow, if you can, hide yourself away and lock yourself into your home and kind of be removed from the world. That's the best place for you to get all the energies that you require to absorb these new changes that will be coming your way tomorrow. Now, for the Virgos, there is a stuckness and this false sense of security that you've been dragging on or delaying, related to how you express yourself, how you give love into the world, how you have fun, how you can be, a playful lover of whatever it is that you love doing, be childlike, have joy. There's a blockage around there where you sort of holding on to some sort of fears or paranoias about, I'm not good enough, or I'm not beautiful enough, or I don't deserve to have fun, etc. And there's cracks in that foundation because it's an old paradigm and it's reached its expiration date. And we're talking about transferring and releasing that energy and creating new foundations, new paradigms with new ideas and new projects, whereby you can overcome your anxieties and your fears around what is my potential to be a resource to other people, and who would support me in being that new person, where I can get support from other people and I can give them support. And those are the energies that Mars will be activating between now and December, when all these planets, the locked up planets of Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, when they start moving into the new sign of Aquarius. For the Virgos, for you, it's about overcoming your own anxieties and fears to deal with these old blockages so that you can actually move forward. All the Librans, this full moon of Aquarius is happening in a beautiful space, which is everything to do with having fun, expressing yourself, being a lover of whatever your passions are, skills, hobbies, painting, anything that's fun to you, dancing, just expressing yourself in a way that you feel like you're giving love out into the world. Your creative motivation of being a benevolent leader, or having confidence or feeling proud about what it is that you do, is very much coming from a space of society at large. Your friends, your hopes and dreams are finally coming true, so that you can express who it is in a very confident manner. And also, of course, keep in mind that the way that you're expressing yourself is very much to do with opinionated, idealistic, freedom-loving ideas related to community, networking with, and global interaction, and thinking about the future. What is it that you want to do in December of this year, when Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter, when they all start moving into Aquarius? Sorry, not Pluto, but certainly Jupiter and Saturn. Where is it, how is it that you want to express yourself creatively and shine out in the world and get up on a stage and say, look, this is me and this is what I'm doing? The energy is strong and giving you that forecursor of what you will be doing from sort of December onwards and the rest of the year. The unexpected, frazzled, sort of on edge, volatile, unexpected energy for you is coming from a place of other people being there as a resource from you. You might have more people supporting you than you expected, or it could be that suddenly you're earning your money in a different way, or getting different spiritual or financial or physical support from other people that you weren't expecting. And for you Librans, you're being incredibly assertive and powerful and dynamic around new relationships, because Mars is running around in this house for up until January of next year. And what this means is that the blockages that have been holding you back, the outdated false sense of security that's been dragging on, and there's delays, is for you happening around home and family life, property, land, the country that you're living in, your own deep inner psychology. There's been major shifts happening over the last year or two with Saturn being in the sign of Capricorn, ruling your fourth house of home. And there's a sense of releasing paranoias or fears or traumas around home and family life. And there's still a need for you to continue realizing the cracks in that foundation, realizing it's oppressive and outdated and holding you back, and that the new foundations and new paradigm and the new order is on its way. And yet you still need to work at that. And what's going to help you during this time for all the Libras is the new relationships that you're building. And these relationships are with powerful, dynamic, and assertive people that are helping you forward in letting go of these old paradigms. For the Scorpios, this is happening, the full moon is happening in an area in your life related to home and family, and your property, and your sense of safety and security, and your own inner foundation psychologically. So for you, you want your family and home to be more humanitarian, more idealistic. You want to have more freedom around home and family, and about your inner own sense of existence and your own inner psychology. And it's matters related to your vocation and your work, and how you shine out in the world, and what you think to be your best success, where a lot of creativity will come through, giving you the self-confidence and allowing you to exercise who it is that you are in terms of a career person, that will then allow you to do more humanitarian work. For you, the surprising, unexpected surprise, things you didn't see coming are going to happen in terms of relationships. So there could be a new partnership that pops in, or it could be that an old partnership pops back. It could be that something surprising relating to agreements and commitments with partnerships. It could be an old friend you haven't seen in ages who suddenly pops up, or it could be a brand new somebody you've never known who just pops up out of the blue, or it could be that people that you've known for years suddenly do something new and surprise you. And this will help you have that more humanitarian feeling about your home and family life, and let you shine out and be creative regarding to your career. Now, the Mars energy for you is happening in an area that relates to how you are interacting with your staff, how you are of service to other people, how you are a staff member to other people, what your day-to-day routine looks like, and also what your health looks like. So there's a lot of energy saying for you to move forward use the energies of your day-to-day routine and how you have service to other people to change how you think and communicate, and to change anything to do with the written word, commitments, contracts, business letters and emails, teaching, anything to do with communication for you has reached this expiration date. There's a time for a new paradigm about you, your neighbors, your siblings, your cousins, your co-workers, how you communicate and think, how you talk to yourself. There's an old status quo of holding on to a false sense of security regarding certain thoughts and talking and communication that you do, which is dragging on and being delayed, because actually this change is for your highest good and you want to move into a new order and a new paradigm. And this is required in instances whereby your day-to-day routine can liberate you from these, either the old neighborhood you're in, the old neighbors that you have, relationships with siblings, or simply how you communicate and talk and teach and interact with people, and all the paperwork needs to be done in a business. For the Sagittarians, the full moon is happening in an area related to communications, to writing, to thinking, to expressing yourself in the written word. This could also relate to matters related to siblings or neighbors or cousins or co-workers, but it's everything to do with, are you communicating in a humanitarian manner that is illuminating and has a sense of fruition about it, or there's revelation about how you communicate. You want this revolutionary breakthrough kind of rebellious energy to be infused into how you're thinking, so that you don't stagnate in your old ways. And your sense of creation, of how you feel you can be a benevolent leader or be creative and shine your light and say, look, here I am, I'm a greater part of the whole, is where you're going to find the creativity required to make the changes in terms of how you communicate and do whatever writing that you need to do. There is a requirement related to higher studies, belief systems, philosophies, overseas travel, foreign travel, that will give you this idea of warmth and allow you to say, look, here I am and this is what I do. Now, the unexpected changes for you are coming in an area related to how you are of service to other people and what your day-to-day routine is like, and matters related to your staff and also your health. So it could be that suddenly by Monday, Tuesday, you're like, wow, my day-to-day routine is changing, or there's a matter related to my health that I need to look at that is unexpected and that I didn't see coming. Or perhaps equally so with staff, or how you can be of service to someone. You might have this breakthrough thought thinking, wow, this is what I can do to be of service to other people, which will incorporate how I can communicate in a more humanitarian way, where I can reach a more global perspective or connect with a network or a community, and that will help me in my higher achievements of degrees, being a professor or wanting to be a counselor or a teacher or a guru. Now, what allows you to move forward in this blockage that you have about your self-esteem, you're still holding on to an old paradigm, dragging along old ideas of security related to your self-worth and to your own finances and your self-esteem. And it's by being creative and having fun and expressing yourself and bringing joy into your life, maybe even working with children, but it's really about having fun and saying, I want to give love of myself in a fun-filled way, that will allow you to create this new paradigm, let go of the expiration date of your own self-esteem, and actually say, I'm worth this. I'm having fun, I'm being creative, I'm really worthy of this. And with that, I can let go of the own kind of sense of self-worth or insecurities that I've got that are not allowing me to go out there and be creative and just get through the writer's block and write whatever I need to do so that I can help humanity. For all the Capricorns, Sun, Rising, and Moon, for this is happening for you in an area that has everything to do with self-esteem and your own finances. So get your finances in your order, plan where you would like to be from December onwards and for the next year. Think of your own self-esteem. Where is it that you're holding back? What blockages are there that you can liberate yourself from, so that you can actually do more humanitarian work, or be there to help your friends and your community and network with such people for you to express your sense of self-worth. And you'll find that the space that you're going to be very creative in, where you can show benevolent leadership, is in relation to being a resource to other people and receiving resources from other people. So this could also be, you know, a bond that you're getting, or tax refunds coming your way. This is anything from financial, spiritual, emotional, physical resource that you're receiving from other people. That's where you can shine and be creative at this point in time. The unexpected changes for you are coming from the beautiful area, which is everything to do with fun, being a lover, loving something, being creative, maybe working with children, expressing yourself in a creative, giving manner. That's where you're suddenly going to feel like, wow, there's somebody there assisting me in being creative regarding these situations. That's going to be coming up for you over the next 2 days. Your actions, the Mars is in an area in your life that is very much related to home and family life. So buying property, selling property, fixing a home that you've got, looking at your own inner psychology and saying, where have I had blockages? Because the Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter is in your sign of Capricorn, and you have been reinventing yourself over the last 2 years with Saturn being in your sign. And there's like these old last little things of delays that are still dragging on, where you're still stuck with the old status quo, having this false sense of security, where things are actually outdated and oppressive about who you are as a person, where you're holding on to old paradigms which actually have cracks in their foundations, which you need to release and transfer that energy of, so that you can move forward. And for you Capricorns, what will help you in this process is to get your home and family life in order. Maybe you're creating a new home, or getting married, or having a new child, or landscaping your garden, or something about your home. Repairing and fixing things around your home will help you move forward and become this new version of the greater version of Capricorn that you can be. For the Aquarians, they will feel this very strongly because the moon is in Aquarius. So the focus is everything to do with, who are you as a human being, as an Aquarian? Are you being humanitarian? Is there some sort of idealistic, freedom-loving, opinionated, global perspective that you want to share with the community and network with and work, be there for humanity? You want to do something greater for the group and for the whole. And it's friends that you have and people that you're in relationships with, your marriage partner, your spouse, your best friend, your live-in lover, really close relationships that are going to be incredibly creative and benevolent leaders, giving you the pride and confidence and kind of shining light on how humanitarian you are. And they are saying, for you to be part of the greater whole and to be there for everyone, you also need to be you. You need to shine out into the world and say, hey, look at me, look at, you know, what I can do for everyone. So they're going to kind of edge you on the relationships that you're in, you know, the people that you're having relationships with. For you, the unexpected changes is coming in relations to home and family life. Something in your home and family life, or your property, or the country that you live in, or your own inner deeper psychology will have a sense of breakthrough and awakening, and this will aid you along on this journey. And the strong margin energy that we're feeling at this point in time for you is everything to do with communication, writing, reading, documents, contracts, your neighbors, your siblings, cousins, co-workers, a lot of energy in talking and communication and the written word. And it is things related to your own sense of self-undoing, or your need to be isolated and alone, is where the communications will help you release your own sense of feeling like you are losing things, or you have to hide, or you need to be on your own. There's a sense that sorting out all these communications in a manner that make you feel isolated or disconnected is really where the breakthrough is. If that paperwork can be sorted out, or the communications can be changed, there's more of a sense that you can connect more with the collective and be there as a behind the scenes kind of collective support in a very inspirational and imaginative way. Now for the Pisces, Sun,
moon or rising, for you, the full moon is happening in an area that really illuminates wanting to be alone and wanting this and having this need for feeling isolated. So the Pisceans will need also to be on their own, and it's through being on your own that you can connect to God and spirit and humanity and the angels and to everything greater, and through that you can then do more humanitarian work, whereby you can connect to community and network and be sort of a behind the scenes person who brings along the future. And the best way really for you to do that is just self-renounce the world for a day, kind of step out of it, do dream work, do meditation, take walks alone at the beach, try and be on your own if you can, so that you can connect with this inspiration that's coming on. And it is matters related to your day-to-day routine. So this could be your staff, the service that you give to other people. That is where your creativity will shine. That is where you're going to feel like you can be a benevolent leader and you have pride and confidence in what it is that you're doing. And that's where you can say, look, I shine in the service that I give to other people. And with that, I can collectively, from a behind the scenes way, and this is happening a lot with COVID, people are working from home, so they're not really visible, but they can still help from behind the scenes. This is for the Pisceans, how they can help shining and be more creative in their day-to-day routine by actually taking a bit of time out and working more from behind the scenes. The unexpected sudden events for the Pisces are coming from an area related to communications. So you might suddenly get an email, or someone's going to phone you, or there might be a breakthrough in how you teach or communicate, or equally so, it could be related to your siblings or your cousins or your neighbors. Suddenly you have a new neighbor maybe, or suddenly a cousin contacts you, or a sibling that hasn't in a while. And this allows you to have the sense of percolation and be on your own and figure out how you can help humanity through your day-to-day routines. The energy for you, Pisceans, is very much about your self-esteem. It's very important for you to say, this is my self-worth, this is the financial monies and the possessions that I owe, this is my self-esteem. And with that, you can stand up for yourself and let go of friends and communities and societies and people who haven't served you in your life. For the last 2 odd years, Saturn and Pluto has been going through, and now Jupiter, going through an area in your life where you need to let go of friends or a community or a society that no longer serve you. There's a sense of false status quo where you feel they're giving you security, but actually you're just dragging on and delaying the inevitable, because these friends and communities are actually outdated. They're part of an old order, and you really need to make new foundations there and release and transfer and let go of these friendships, so that you can actually create friends into your life that allow you having the self-esteem that you deserve to have, because there's a sense of underestimating yourself by sticking to these old communities. Love putting a little card for us, so I'm going to do that. And while I do that, I'm just going to say a little prayer. Dear universe, please help me choose a card which will guide all the participants that are here with us today into this beautiful full moon in a way that will provide us all to be connected with our guardian angels and guide us forward in a positive, exciting, innovative, visionary new way. So let me do that. Okay, what have I got? Wow, it's all about inner strength. So the card is telling us, I am strong and powerful. My inner strength is available for me to draw on at all times. I can rely on myself. So I think that is really important, considering Uranus is going to come along and rock our boat and make us expect the unexpected. So remember your inner strength while this week starts off to a slightly rocky, unexpected, shaking up, illuminating, revelatory kind of energy.
So come to a comfortable seated position. If you can sit with your legs crossed in half lotus or even lotus, why don't you just stretch out your legs, or coming to a kneeling position. like this. We're going to do some breathing exercises and just arriving in this space here. So I'd like you to be comfortable. Okay. I'd like you to root down through your sit bones. If you need to move your flesh away from your sit bones so that you can feel them root into the mat, then you do so, and then sit nice and tall. Close your eyes and place your hands either onto your knees or into your lap, wherever they feel comfortable. It's all about comfort and finding that space that feels good to you. If you're in a receiving mood, then place your palms facing up. If you need to be grounded, then turn your hands so that your palms are either on your knees or wherever they're resting on your thighs. And we're going to take 3 deep inhales through our nose. And we're going to exhale through our open mouth. Inhale. Exhale. And allow your shoulders to relax when you exhale. Inhale. Nice and lengthening your spine, reaching that crown chakra up to the sky, and exhale. Last one, inhales through your nose. And exhale through your open mouth. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your forehead. So allow yourself to find comfort in the space that you're sitting in. Still hearing the sounds around you. And sensing the temperature on your skin. I'd like you to go inside your body and see whether you encounter any dis-ease or discomfort. And hopefully by the end of the class, that dis-ease or discomfort will have vanished. Take your hands in front of your heart center. Lightly take your thumbs onto your sternum. Lower your forehead down to your fingers. And I'd like you to think of an intention or dedication for the next 60 to 90 minutes. For yourself, your loved ones, the world. Just what pops into mind. Something to guide you through this class. And considering that it's Aquarius full moon today, let's just concentrate on getting grounded and centered. Once you've found that intention or dedication, repeat it 3 times to yourself. And then take your hands and place them onto your belly, encircling your belly button with your thumb and your index finger. We're going to inhale to the count of 4, and we're going to exhale to the count of 6. If that is too long, just inhale 4 and exhale 4 as well. Going to repeat 3 times. We're going to start with deep belly breathing. So we're going to inhale into the belly, expanding that belly like a balloon for 4, 3, 2, 1. Really press that belly away from your spine. And then exhale, 6, 5, 4, pulling your belly button gently back to your spine, 2, and 1. Again, inhale, 4, 3, push that belly button away from the spine, 2, 1, and exhale, 6, 5, 4, pull your belly button to the spine, 2, and 1. Last time, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feeling your stomach press against your hands. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your hands left and right of your thighs, or even on your thighs, just to see how your body feels now after those 3 rounds of breathing. Deep belly breathing calms your parasympathetic nervous system. So if you're nervous or agitated, just take your time, sit or stand somewhere and just take a couple of deep breaths into your lower abdomen. Next, place your hands onto your ribs gently, and we're going to breathe into our belly, then pull the breath all the way up past the diaphragm into your ribs for the count of 4 as well, and exhale to the count of 6. Try to relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale into your belly, 4, 3, 2, pull it all the way up into your ribs, expanding your rib cage sideways, 1. Relax those shoulders. And exhale, contract your ribs, 6, 5, 4, pull your belly button back, 3, 2, 1. And again, inhale into your belly, 4, 3, pull it up into your diaphragm, 2, then all the way up into your ribs, 1, growing a bit taller, exhale, 6, 5, 4, pull your belly button back, 3, 2, 1. And inhale into your belly, 4, 3, pull it up into your diaphragm, 2, and then all the way up into your ribs, 1. Relax your shoulders and exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take your hands left and right of your thighs or onto your thighs and see how your body feels. A bit more relaxed and calmer, and hopefully a bit of that monkey chatter that's going on in your head has receded or even almost disappeared. Lastly, take your fingertips and lightly touch your collarbones. And we're going to inhale into the belly and pull it up all the way to the collarbones. So inhale into the belly, 4, 3, pull it up into your ribs, 2, and then all the way up into your collarbones, sitting a tad bit taller, reaching your head up to the ceiling, and exhaling from your collarbones, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down into your stomach. And 2 more. Inhale into your belly, expanding it, 4, 3, pull it up into your ribs, 2, and all the way up to your collarbones. Exhale, 6, 5, contract your ribs, 3, 2, 1. Last time into your belly, 4, 3, expand your ribs, and inhale all the way up to your collarbones, and exhale, 6, 5, contract your ribs, 3, 2, 1. Take your hands onto your thighs or next to your thighs, and hopefully by now your body's all calm, your mind is empty, and you feel totally at ease in your space, in your body. The next inhale, slowly open your eyes. Take your hands, interlace your fingers, and we're going to take a deep inhale. Reach those palms up towards the ceiling, taking your ribs along, your shoulders along, and you feel the stretch from your hip bone all the way along your obliques, your ribs, and your arms. And if you want to, pull on your hands so you feel a stretch across your palms and fingers as well. And then exhale, take your hands down, gently pulling on your wrists. Pull the wrists apart so you get a stretch there too. If you want to open your chest, rotate your shoulders backwards and the shoulder blades down towards the tailbone. You'll feel a stretch from your ear all the way down your neck, then across your shoulder. Inhale again, reach those fingers up, palms facing towards the ceiling. Take your shoulders along. If there's a cracking noise in your spine, that is fine. You're giving the spine space to expand, feeling the stretch from your hips. If you want to take your chin down towards your chest, do so. Exhale, take your hands down, gently tug on your wrists, pulling your shoulders away from your ears, feeling that stretch across your shoulder girdle. One more time, inhale, go on up. This time we're going to move our arms behind our body. So you feel a stretch in your upper arms as well, maybe in your upper back as well. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. Try not to fall into a hollow back by contracting your core muscles. Exhale, go on down, pulling on your wrists again. Tuck your chin down to your chest. Very good. On the next inhale, unhook your hands and wriggle your fingers and rotate your wrists in both directions. Reach your hands out on your next inhale, splaying your fingers so that you feel that stretch in between each and every finger. Look left and right so that you see the palms facing the same way your nose is facing. And reach those fingertips out to opposing sides of the room that you're sitting in. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Most of the time when something becomes uncomfortable, either we stop breathing or we pull our shoulders up. So relax those shoulders away. Keep pulling your fingertips away. And on your exhale, go hug yourself. Reach your shoulders or shoulder blades and pull your shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. On the next inhale, reach your fingers out again. And this time we're going to move our arms behind our body, squeezing that fleshy bit in between your shoulder blades. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Feel that stretch along your hands, your arms, up into your shoulders, and then go hug yourself on the exhale. Change which arm is at the top. Grab your shoulders or shoulder blades and pull your shoulders away from your ears. On the next inhale, take those hands out to the side, palms facing down. Tug your thumbs in towards your palm, and then go wrap your fingers around the thumbs, making a fist. Look that the top of your hand is facing up, your shoulders are relaxed, and then gently tug on your fists, moving them down towards the mat. You feel a stretch across your wrist, all the way along your lower arm, maybe even in your elbow, and then all the way up into your shoulder. If you want to, drop your chin down to your chest, and then you'll feel the stretch along your neck as well. Keep pulling those hands down. I know it feels uncomfortable, but we never stretch our wrists or our hands. Very good. On the next inhale, take your fist up, uncurl your fingers, and wriggle them. Reach your hands out again, palms down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, gently rotate to the right side. Your gaze follows your right arm behind your body. On the inhale, come on back. Exhale, go left. Gaze follows your left arm. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist to the right side one more time. Gentle twisting of the upper torso. Try to keep your arms horizontal to the floor. Inhale, come to the center. Last time, left. Exhale. Look to the back. Hand your left arm behind your body. Inhale, come back. Drop your hands down to the mat. Rotate your shoulders backwards. It's activating your shoulder joint. And then forward. Very good. Uncurl your legs. And let's meet in tabletop. Make sure that your knees are straight under your hips so that's a 90-degree angle between your back and your legs. Your knees are hip distance apart. Your toes are flat on the mat. Your fingers are splayed and they're directly under your shoulders. If you have your hands too far away from your body, you'll feel pain in your shoulders, which we don't want to have. So your hands are also shoulder width apart. Try to get an L between the thumb and your index finger. Very good. Let's do 3 cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, we're going to drop our belly down towards the mat, Open up our chest and look up towards the ceiling. Make sure you press your hands firmly into the mat, lengthening all the way across your shoulders and along your arms. And then exhale, curl your tailbone under, round your lower back, round your upper back, and lastly, drop your head down towards the mat. Make sure you hear as well, you press firmly into the mat, lengthening your arms and rounding that upper back. Inhale, tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling, drop your belly, open your chest, and look up towards the ceiling. Inhaling deeply. Exhale, curl your tailbone, round your lower back, round your upper back, drop your head, and push firmly into the mat, making that roundness in your upper back even more pronounced. Inhale, tilt your tailbone up, drop your belly, open your chest, and look up one last time. And exhale, curl your tailbone under, round your lower back, round your upper back, drop your head, and push those shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. And curling that tailbone, tighten under, maybe scrunch up your core, and then come back into neutral. Very good. Curl your toes under. Those who know me know what's going to come. Tighten your core. Inhale. And push your knees slightly off the mat. They're just hovering above the mat. So you're looking down towards the mat, spot between your index fingers. The top of your back is nice and round, and you're pressing firmly into your toes. Scrunch your core muscles, let them work. Fire up some engines here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come on down, flatten your toes, and it's coming to active arm child pose. Rest your lower abdomen onto your thighs, drop your forehead down towards the mat. Your arms are engaged and your fingers are walking away from your body. So you'll feel the stretch from your fingertips along your arms all the way to your shoulders. Your shoulder blades are being pulled up away from your hip bone. Your shoulders are going up towards your ears. Allow your sit bones to drop down towards your heels. And we're going to take 2 deep breaths here. Keep those arms active and walk those toes, those fingers away. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, look towards your hands. Come back into a tabletop position. And we're going to stretch that left leg out. You can tuck your right toes under if you feel more balanced. What I'd like you to make sure of is that you don't open your left hip. To make sure that doesn't happen, flex your left foot and slightly turn your big toe towards your right heel. That enables or ensures that your back is completely flat. Your core is tight. And now we're going to reach that right arm out. So you're growing on a diagonal, pulling that left heel out of your hip, and your right fingertips are pulling out of your right shoulders. Very good. And back, replace your right hand and your left knee. Let's stretch that right leg out. Flex the right foot. Right toe is pointing towards your left heel. You're looking down. Tighten the core and reach your left hand out. Pulling on a diagonal. Fingertips are pulling away. So you feel your left arm is growing out of the shoulder and your right leg is growing out of the hip. Inhale and exhale, replace your left hand and your right toe, flatten your toes, and then take your knees out to the side, lower your sit bones down to your heels, and if this is enough of a stretch for you in your hips, then you remain like this. Keep your fingers splayed and your arms engaged. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, which gives you more force to push down onto your heels. If you want to go down all the way into wide knee child pose, allow your chest to float down towards the mat and then drop your chin or your forehead or your cheek onto the mat, whatever feels most comfortable to you in that neck area. And then we're going to stay here for 2 deep and long breaths and see that you can sink down towards your heels and mat more with each exhale. Inhale. This is a beautiful stretch along the iliosacral joint, just the bottom of your spine here. Another inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, let's come back into tabletop. Take your knees under your hips again. Take your right hand under the center line of your body so you're in line with your nose. We're going to inhale, reach your left arm over to the side, and then we're going to exhale, slightly twist your upper body, opening the left side of your chest and shoulder, and reach your left arm and hand up towards the ceiling, and your gaze follows your hand. Exhale, replace your left hand where your right one is under your center line. Inhale, reach your right arm out. And then exhale, twist open to the right side, opening your right shoulder, and your gaze follows your right hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, replace that right hand. Let's go one more time on the left side. Inhale, out the side. Exhale, twist, feeling that twist in your upper body and in your shoulder. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, right arm goes up one more time. Your gaze follows your right hand. And exhale, come on down. Let's come into a nice child pose one more time. This time we're taking the arms left and right of our thighs. Your forehead is placed on the mat. Your abdomen or chest rests on your thighs. And really allow your upper body and your shoulders to round so gravity can pull your shoulders down towards the mat, relaxing and stretching those muscles in your neck and across your shoulder girdle. With the next inhale, we're going to slowly come up into a seated position. Be mindful of your spine, rolling up vertebra after vertebra, and squaring your shoulders, lengthening your neck, and at the last, your head comes up. Rotate your shoulders back and forward. Very good. Now walk your hands where we were in a tabletop, but take them 20 centimeters further. We're going to go into puppy pose. Splaying your fingers, drop your chest down towards the mat. Those of you who have a dog, or maybe even cats do this, I'm not sure, they know this pose. Your sit bones want to get a glimpse of the ceiling, so it might feel a bit awkward, but you get a nice stretch along your glutes and then along the lower back. Your chest is opening, your shoulders are opening, and you'll feel a stretch maybe even along your arms. I'm going to stay here for 2 breaths. And allow that chest to sink down towards the mat. One more breath. And exhale. And try to make your exhale longer than you inhale. On the next inhale, let's move back a bit with our hands, tuck our toes under, and we're going to push up into the first downward facing dog. Be mindful of your body. We haven't stretched the entire body yet, so let's walk this dog. And while we're walking this dog, I'm going to walk you through the alignment. So your fingers are splayed like we had it before when we were in tabletop. They're shoulder width apart. If you want to look forward, and you see about 8 to 10 centimeter gap between your thumbs. Your upper arms are rotated out. Your shoulders are squared and your shoulder blades are pulling down towards your tailbone. Looking down to your feet are hip distance apart. And we're still pedaling the ankles and taking those knees along. And taking deep breaths. Downward facing dog is a relaxation pose. Might not feel like it just now, but it will along the line. Now let's try to find some stillness. Your legs don't have to be stretched. You can bend your knees Just try to move those heels down towards the mat. You'll feel a stretch from your fingertips along your arms all the way down to your spine. You're looking to your knees or your thighs. And then your sit bones want to get a glimpse of the ceiling again. So you'll feel that stretch all the way from your heel along your hamstrings up to your glutes. Very good. Those of you who have the heels down on the floor, raise your toes away from the mat. And then try to tilt your pelvis a bit more so that you can almost get a hollow back to increase that stretch along your hamstrings. Tuck your knees up into your quads, into your thighs, so those legs, the leg muscles are engaged. And then relax those toes down. Inhale, look forwards towards your hands and slowly walk towards your hands. Those of you who want to hop to the hands can do so. And just allow yourself to forward fold. Here as well, you can bend your knees to rest your abdomen onto your thighs and make sure that your weight is evenly distributed across the soles of your feet. Very often we tend to have our weight on our heels and then our glutes are behind our heels. So try to sway backwards and forwards until you feel like your entire body weight is carried by your feet. On the next inhale, slowly lengthen that back. Come into half lift, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Your hands will go onto your thighs. And here as well, see that your weight is distributed across your feet. Look down onto the mat so that you get this nice elongation from your spine into your neck. Exhale, forward fold one more time. And then inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, taking your shoulders up towards your ears. You feel that stretch from your hip all the way across your ribs, along your arms. And then exhale, pull your shoulder blades down, take your hands in front of your heart center. We're going to flow through the sun salutation. Come to the top of your mat, whether you're standing hip distance apart with your feet or you have your big toes facing each other. I'll leave that up to you. I'd like you to just feel comfortable. Engage your legs, pull your kneecaps up, tilt your pelvis under slightly, tighten your core, open your chest. Inhale, fingertips go up to the ceiling, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. You can have your knees bent or stretched. Inhale, half lift, straight leg, straight back. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Look straight down to your mat. Exhale, place your hands onto the mat. Step back with your left foot and right. Let's come into plank. Make sure your shoulders and hands are in line. Your fingers are splayed. Now, there are two ways we can go down into Chaturanga. We can lower our knees. And then exhaling, bending our elbows really close to the rib cage. Slide down onto the mat, extending the legs. Toes are pointed. Look down to the mat. Your hands are next or under your shoulders. Inhale, rotate your shoulders, base back. Come into a baby cobra. Be mindful of your back. Tuck your toes under and then come up over your knees into a downward facing dog. Let's pedal those ankles and take the dog for a walk. Find some stillness. Pulling those shoulder blades down towards your tailbone and sit bones reach up towards the ceiling. Tucking those heels down to the mat, feeling that stretch all the way along the entire backside of your body. With the next inhale, look forward, hop or step towards your hands. Come straight into a half lift. Straight leg, straight back. Look straight down to the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Allow your shoulders and head to drop down towards the mat. And with the next inhale, come all the way up, reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, hands in front of your heart center. Let's go again. Inhale. Reach your hands up, shoulders down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. straight legs, straight back, pulling your shoulders away from your ears, look straight down to the mat. Exhale, place your hands onto the mat, step back with your right foot, come into plank. Now I'm going to go straight down into Chaturanga. If you want to, go down onto your knees first. Exhale, bending your elbows really close to your rib cage and leave them there. They're stuck to your ribs. Inhale, rotate your shoulders backwards and come into upward facing dog or cobra. If you're in upward facing dog, make sure your legs are engaged as well as your core and looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, use your core to pull yourself back into downward facing dog. And let's walk that dog, taking your ankles, knees, and even hips along. If you want to take your shoulders along, drop your chest alternatively down towards the mat, stretching your anterior deltoids and your chest. And then find some stillness. And give your head a shake and a nod. And then with the next inhale, look forward towards your hands, walk or hop or step towards them, come straight into half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then take your feet really close together. We're going to go into chair pose. So squeezing those ankles together. Inhale, drop your hips down. We're already reaching our arms forward. So the ankles are squeezed together. The knees squeezed together. We're going to come up with our hips. Tighten that core. Tilt the belly. Open the chest. Reach those hands up towards the ceiling. Now quickly check whether you can see your toes. If you can't, move your pelvis backwards or your hips. I'm going to stay here and lengthen that spine on the inhale, and we're going to sit down on the exhale. And another 2, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, sit down. And another 1, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit down. We're going to inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward and take your feet hip distance apart. And grab your elbows and just sway from side to side. Allow gravity to pull your upper body, shoulders and head down towards the mat, and feel it stretch in your hamstrings from your heels up your calves, the back of your thighs, and all the way up into your glutes. We rarely give ourselves a chance to just hang in there. We say we're hanging, but we're not actually physically hanging. So just allow that to slow down your breathing. And come to center, let go of your elbows. Inhale, come into a half lift. Straight back, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. And on the next inhale, let's come all the way up, reaching those shoulders up. And I'm going to turn towards the camera so you can see. So everything from our belly button down towards our ankles and feet is nice and tight. Your quads are tight. The core is tight. We're reaching our fingertips up, so you'll feel that stretch all the way along there. And we're going to exhale. We're going to move over to or bend to the right side. Your upper arm is going to pull. So your left hand's pulling, and we're not bending below our belly button. We're just bending from the belly button up towards the neck. And inhale, come on back. Reach up, exhale, let's bend over to the left side. Make sure that your shoulder is open. We're not falling forward, we're opening the shoulder. So I'd rather you actually tilt your shoulder backwards and look up towards the ceiling, opening your chest, then falling forward. Inhale, come on back to center. Reach your arms up again. We're going to go one more time on each side. Bend over to the right, opening that left shoulder. Look up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come to center. Reach up and bend over to the left side, opening that right shoulder. And then inhale, come to center again. Take your shoulders down, take your hands to heart center. Step out into goddess pose. What I'd like you to do is get a 90-degree angle between your lower leg and your upper leg. And make sure, turn to the side so that you see, make sure that you're not sticking your butt out and you're not tilting backwards, okay? We're going straight down. Imagine there's a weight on your sit bones and it's pulling you straight down towards the floor. The same thing goes for your knees. Make sure that they don't fall in. Rather, tighten your glutes and pull those knees out with the outside of your thigh muscles. Your toes are facing out slightly, and we're nice and tall. And we're going to exhale, and we're going to sink down. We're going to take our arms out into goddess arms or cactus arms, splaying those fingers. Here as well, make sure that your arms, shoulders, and chest are all in one line. We're not tilting forward or backward. You're going to inhale, we'll lengthen the spine. Exhale, we sit down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, sit down. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, sit down. 2 more. Inhale. Sit down, relax those shoulders, plant a smile on your head. This is wonderful. Last time, inhale. Exhale, sit down. And now let's get nice and comfortable in this seated position, because we're going to inhale. We're going to exhale. We're going to twist to the right side. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist to the left side. 2 more on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. The last time here. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. And center. Place your hands down onto your knees. Exhale. Twist your right shoulder down towards the mat. Pressing your right hand against the inside of your right knee, feeling the stretch in your right inner thigh. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder down towards the mat, pressing your hand against the inside of your left knee. Feel that stretch in your left inner thigh. Very good. Inhale, come back to center. Walk your feet a bit closer and drop your pelvis in between your heels. If your heels are not on the floor, then please double up your mat or place a book or a block underneath your heels, or else you won't be feeling comfortable and balanced. And try to allow the entire glute and pelvis to sink down towards the mat. We're going to fold our hands in front of our the hands in front of our heart center. Thumb is going to touch the heart center, and the upper arms are going to press against the inside of our knee. I'm going to turn around to the front in a second. I just want you to see that. Try to get your back as straight as possible. If this is what you can manage today, that is perfectly fine. Just make an effort to straighten that spine. If that is not enough of a stretch for you, then I'd like you to not only squeeze your knees out with your upper arms, but at the same time, squeeze your knees against the upper arms so you can feel the stretch across your glutes. And then drop your chin down towards your chest. And don't forget to breathe. Very good. And then let go. And take your hands behind your body. Sit straight. Stretch your legs. Cross your ankles and just sway from side to side. Your hands can be left and right of your hips or behind your body, just so that we can close those hips again. Then cross your ankles the other way around. Very good. And as we are here, we're going to go into reverse tabletop. Your feet are hip distance apart. Your hands are behind your glutes, fingertips facing your glutes. Your thumbs can touch each other and your fingers are splayed. We're going to inhale. We're going to open that chest to start off with. The shoulders get rolled back, and then we're going to gently move the hips up towards the ceiling. If this is as far as you go, that is fine. I'd just like you to open your chest and either look up towards the ceiling or straight ahead. If you can go all the way up, Wherever you are today is perfectly fine. Just make sure that you plant your hands and feet firmly into the ground. There's a balloon in between your knees so that your knees don't flop out, or else you'll get pain in your lower back. And if you want to drop your head in between your shoulders, opening your throat up towards the ceiling, that is fine. If that does not feel comfortable, just look down towards your thighs or knees and press firmly into the soles of your feet and into your hands. You'll feel the stretch across your chest, your anterior deltoids, which is the front of your shoulders, all the way along your arms, and maybe even in your wrist and hands. Press 2 more, a bit higher. Very good. The more you open your chest, the bigger the stretch you will feel in your upper arms. And then on your next exhale, slowly lower your glutes down onto the mat again. And walk your feet away a bit, allowing your upper body just to round over your thighs. Drop your knees, your head in between your knees, and rest your hands alongside your feet or your thighs, wherever they just come to rest. On the next inhale, look forward and then take your feet into butterfly pose. The distance between your feet and your groin is the length of your abdomen, because what we're aiming for is that our head or forehead is going to come to rest in this nice little groove in between our feet. So sit nice and tall, and we're not going to tug on anything. We're just going to allow gravity to do its job. We're going to exhale, and we're going to start rounding from our tailbone, then the lower back. And if this is where you are today, perfect. Just stay there. When you found the point of where you can't move or bend further, allow your head to drop down towards the mat so that you'll get a nice stretch along your neck as well. If you can and want to go further, allow your head to drop down towards your feet, round your shoulders, and just place your hands on the mat, either palms facing down or palms facing up. No pulling, no tugging. You'll feel the stretch in your outer thighs, outer hips, and then all the way along these fillet muscles left and right of your spine, maybe even all the way up towards your neck. And we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. And 2 more. And you'll feel that with each and every exhale, your muscles become softer and longer, and you will drop further into the pose. The last inhale. With the next inhale, look forward, slowly come on back into upright seated position. Use your hands to put your knees together, cross those knees to close those hips again, and sway from side to side. Cross the knees the other way around, sway them from side to side. And as we're sitting, let's go into boat pose. We didn't do any planks. Those who know me know planks are my favorite. So find that spot just in front of your sit bones. Okay? Whether you're keeping your legs down on the mat and just moving your upper body until you can feel your core working, that is fine. Make sure your pelvis is slightly tucked under. If you feel the pain or the muscle action going on in your psoas, hold on to your thighs. We want the core to work, not the psoas. Very good. So we inhale, tighten that core, open the chest, and then either hold on to your thighs if you require, or reach your hands out, splaying your fingers, fingertips reaching away. Plant that nice smile on your face. It's Sunday. It's Aquarius Full Moon. We're alive. It's warm. And we're breathing. Very good. Another 3, 2, 1, and cross your ankles. Lift your pelvis just to relieve the psoas. Come on back. And now we're going to go 2 more. If you want to stretch one leg or even both, do so. Inhale, tighten the core, open your chest, and extend those arms. And look towards your pointed toes, shifting until you can feel that core kicking in, generating a lot of heat. Another 3, 2, 1. Cross your ankles the other way around. Lift your pelvis. Come on down. Last time. Stretch maybe both legs. Open that chest, tighten core. Reach your fingertips away and plant that beautiful smile on your face. And keep breathing. Another 3, 2, 1. Cross your ankles. Lift your pelvis. Sit down and stretch those legs out. Engage your legs, flex your feet so that your toes look towards your belly button. Your quads are engaged. You're feeling your sit bones rooting into the mat. We're going to inhale. Take those shoulders along, lengthening that spine, then take them down away from your ears, and we're going to reach forward. Imagine somebody's pulling you from your sternum in a straight line, and we're bending only from the hip, so it's the lower back that's moving forward with the eventual aim of getting that belly button down onto your thighs. If you're here, that is perfectly fine. Make sure you're keeping your legs engaged and you feel the stretch in your hamstring. Then drop your hands down to the mat and allow your head to drop down too. If you feel there's a bit more to be bent in your hip, then reach forward, forward, forward. Always bend on your exhale. And then drop your hands down wherever they land, either next to your calves or next to your ankles. Inhale, lengthening neck spine. And exhale, pulling that belly button back towards the spine gives you some more space to bend. And again, inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, pull that belly button in and bend. And then allow your head to relax towards your knees or your shins. Pulling your shoulders away from your ears, you feel a nice stretch along the upper arm and across your shoulders. I'm going to stay here for 2 more breaths. With the next inhale, look towards your toes that are still flexed, and then slowly, with the aid of your hands, come to a straight seated position. And then walk your hands behind your body. Tug your heels towards your pelvis. We're going to come down to a lying position on your mat. And sway your knees from side to side, just to get especially the lower back and the hips comfortable on the mat. We're going to hug one knee after the other towards your chest, gently swaying from side to side. Then plant your soles of your feet back down onto the mat. You can touch your heels with your fingertips. Your big toes are facing each other. Remember, you've got a balloon between your knees and a tiny ping pong ball tucked in between your chin and your chest so that your neck is nice and long. We're going to inhale. We're going to just tilt that pelvis up as if your pubic bone wants to come say hi to your nose. And you'll feel that stretch in your psoas and maybe even in your quads. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to lower that pelvis down again. On the next inhale, we come up a bit higher, maybe up to your bra strap. Make sure you don't lose the balloon between your knees and the ping pong ball between your chin and your chest. And exhale, roll down again. Be mindful of your spine. And on the next inhale, let's go all the way up. Your hip bones want to go up towards the ceiling. Curl your upper arms and shoulders under your body. Interlace your fingers. Plant your feet firmly into the ground. And your weight of your upper body is held by your hands and your arms. So push those into the mat, opening your chest, opening your belly. Like in the beginning, deep belly breathing, inflating that belly and inflating that chest. And then on the next exhale, let go of your hands, uncurl your upper arms and shoulders, and then gently, gently, gently roll down your spine vertebra after vertebra until your entire back is on the mat. Then stretch your left foot out, toes are pointed, and hug your right knee gently towards your chest. Feeling that left foot stretching out of your hip, the psoas is being lengthened. Make sure both shoulder blades are flat on the mat, toes of both feet are pointed. If you want to place your left hand onto your hip to make sure that it's firmly planted on the ground, and even maybe push on that hip bone so that it moves down, lengthening that spine. And on the next inhale, let's change sides, stretching your right leg out, hugging your left knee towards your chest. Both shoulder blades are firmly on the mat. Your neck is nice and long. Toes of both feet are pointed. And feel that stretch in your right psoas and along your right hip and quad. With the next inhale, bring both knees to your chest. Lifting the tailbone off the mat, reach your toes up to your knees, making yourself into a tiny ball. And then lie down again, plant your feet onto the ground. Take your hands out like a T. Drop your knees over to the left and look over to the right. If that is too much of a twist in your lower body, just sway your knees from side to side. If that is not enough of a stretch of the right side, take your left ankle, place it on the outside of your right knee, and gently push down. Feeling the stretch along your right obliques, along your right hip and your psoas. Allow the inner thigh muscles to relax and let go. Most of the time when we're in a relaxation pose, we hold on somewhere in the body. So go inside and see which area is tense in your body and just allow it to let go. The next inhale, come back to center. Look over to the left and drop your knees over to the right. Same thing here. If you want to apply some more pressure to get a bigger stretch across that left side, then place the right ankle onto the outside of your left knee. And here too, allow your hip to let go and your inner thigh muscles to relax. And you'll feel that left hip slowly sinking down towards the mat. On the next inhale, come on back to center. Grab your feet from the outside into happy baby pose. And we got two actions going on here. We'd like the entire spine to be flat on the mat. And we'd like those knees to come down towards the mat as far or as close as possible. So let's start with the spine first. Elongate your neck. So tug your chin to the chest. Flatten those shoulder blades flush with the mat, and then lengthen that spine onto that mat till you get to the lower back, and firmly press that lower back into the mat and travel up to your neck again to make sure that neck is nice and flat. And then try to curl your tailbone all the way down towards the mat. And now that our spine is flush with the mat, let's tug on those feet to get those knees down towards the mat. And feel the stretch across the inner thighs, maybe even across the soles of your feet, depending. If you want to tug your toes down towards the mat as well, you'll definitely stretch the small muscles in the soles of your feet. And then gently let go. Cross your knees and either hold your knees and pull them towards your chest. And if your right knee is closest to your chest, you'll feel that stretch in the right psoas and the right outer hip. If you don't feel anything, grab hold of your feet and gently tug those down towards your hips. Here again, if your right knee is closer to your chest, you'll feel a stretch in the outside of your glutes and the hips on the right side. On the next inhale, cross the legs the other way. Either hug your knees towards your chest or grab hold of your feet. And here now the left knee is closer to your chest and you'll feel that stretch across your left hip and left outer thigh. As we're not symmetrical, we don't feel the same range of motion or even stretching in both sides of the body. Very good. On the next inhale, stretch those feet up into bear pose, your arms as well, flexing those feet, flex those wrists as well, splay those fingers. Everything is engaged in your body except for your core. The core is nice and calm and relaxed. So find an angle between your lower body and your upper body that your core does not have to work. And tighten all those muscles, including the beautiful smile on your face. I'm going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shake it out. Shake it all out. The ankles, the wrists, the toes, whatever wants to shake can shake. Let go of any possible tension in your body for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower your arms and legs down onto the mat. Your palms are still facing down onto that floor or the mat. And I'd like you to take a deep inhale into your chest, arching your lower back, raising your chest up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, allow your ribs and your back to move down towards the mat. And then gently push your lower back onto the mat, tilting your pelvis up. You feel a stretch in your psoas, and it's a beautiful relief in your lower back. And we're going to go again. Inhale, arching your lower back. Deep inhale into your chest. Heart center goes up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower your back onto the mat, pushing your lumbar spine down, tilting your pelvis slightly so that your pubic bone wants to come say hi to your nose again. And then the next inhale, allow your spine to find its natural curve. I find it's a nice transition from standing or sitting to a laying position. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Much deserved Shivassana. Allow your body to sink into the mat. Allow it to get heavy. And allow the entire backside of your body to relax and grow heavier and heavier with each and every exhale. Your feet, your ankles, relax. Your calves and your knees, relax. Your thighs and your hips, relax. Your belly, your chest, relax. Your shoulders, your arms, relax. Your wrists, the palm of your hands, your fingers, relax. Your neck, the back of your head, relax. Your forehead, your eyebrows, the space between your eyebrows, relax. The tip of your nose, your lips, your tongue, relax. Your lower jaw, your chin, relax. Your cheeks, your ears, relax. The entire backside of your body, relax. The entire front side of your body, relax. Allow your entire body to grow heavy and surrender it to Mother Earth, where you're safe and protected. Become aware of the sounds around you. And let them be there. Notice the light and shade, the air touching the surface of your body. And sense the sky above, the horizon stretching all the way around you, the earth below you, supporting. Allow your mind to empty what it no longer needs to hold on to. Let it go. Flow out and away. Allow your body to release what it no longer needs to hold on to. Let it go. Flow out and away. Draw yourself back from where you've been in your day. Draw your energies back home, back to your center. And ground yourself in this moment, here, now. Begin to sense the space around you. Breathe with the space. And become aware of the rise and fall of your breath. It's coming and going. The sensation, the sound, the temperature. Breathe down to where the weight of your body rests, below the base of your spine. To your root, your chakra of belonging. Breathe into your root. Let it soften and gently expand on your breath, taking in nourishment and life force energy. Allow your root to connect down to the ground below, deep into the earth. And invite the color red in, the color of the earth. Bathe your root with red, empowering, embodying, grounding you in the here and now. Let your root take what it needs and say the words, I am here. I have a right to be here as I am. The earth supports me. When you are ready, allow your awareness to move up to your belly, just below your navel, to your hara, the chakra of emotional intelligence, choice, creativity, movement, and pleasure. Breathe into your hara and let it gently soften and expand on your breath, taking in nourishment and life force energy. And invite in orange, the color of the setting sun. Bathe your hara with orange, balancing, empowering, motivating. And let your hara be fed and say the words, I honor my needs. I allow myself to be nourished. And when you're ready, move your awareness up to the soft area just below your breastbone, to your solar plexus, the chakra of your personal power. Breathe into here, allowing your solar plexus to soften and expand on your breath. Invite the color yellow, the color of sunshine, and bathe your solar plexus with sunshine, replenishing, restoring, nurturing. And let your solar plexus take what it needs as you say the words, I value myself. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am worth my weight in gold. When you're ready, bring your awareness up to the center of your chest, to your heart, your chakra of self-development and unconditional love. Gently breathe into your heart, letting it soften and expand on your breath. And invite in the color green, the color of spring, or rose pink. You choose. Bathe your heart center with nourishment, renewal, healing. And let your heart take what it needs. And say the words, I am greatly loved. I allow myself to give and to receive love freely. I am nourished by the power of love. In your own time, move up to your neck, to your throat, your chakra of self-expression and personal will. Allow your throat center to soften, expand, and breathe. Inviting in blue, the color of the sky. Breathe sky into your throat center, clearing, opening, softening the need for control, freeing self-expression and creativity. Let your throat take take what it needs. And say the words, I hear and speak my truth. I express myself freely. I allow myself to go with the flow of life. When you're ready, take your focus up to your forehead, that space between your eyebrows, your third eye, your chakra of wisdom and intuition, gently allowing it to soften, expand, and breathe. Inviting in the color indigo, the velvety color of a night sky. And bathe your third eye with indigo, soothing, balancing, bringing clarity, insight, and understanding. Let your third eye take what it needs. And say the words, everything is unfolding as it should. Moving up in your own time to the top of your head, to your crown, your chakra of oneness, allowing your crown to breathe. And gently invite the light violet color, softly bathing your crown, balancing, restoring, harmonizing. And let your crown take what it needs, saying the words, I am one with the universe. I am one with the whole. When you're ready, come back to yourself as a whole. Back to the ebb and flow of your breath. Back to your center. Breathing deeply into your core. And say the words, I am whole. I am perfect, just as I am. And allow the energy of these words to bathe your body, mind, emotions, and spirit. And take what you need. With the next inhale, slowly become aware of the air on the surface of your body, the sounds around you, near and far. And take another deep inhale into your belly and gently bring some movements into your fingers and toes. Slowly awakening your body. And then with the next inhale, reach your hands above your head and stretch your body from the fingertips all the way down to the tip of your toes, allowing that sensation to spread throughout your body. And if you're lying on your back, gently hug one knee after the other towards your chest. And swaying lightly from side to side. Being mindful of your spine and activating Ida and Pingala, left and right of your spine. And then come to lie on your right side in embryo pose, forehead and knees gently moving towards each other. Allowing the sensation and calm to settle. And with your next breath, push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And take your hands to your heart center, sitting nice and tall. And close your chakras down a little. And just having the intention to do so is enough. Become aware of the support beneath you. And hold yourself with loving kindness for the beautiful, unique being that you are. And taking your thumbs up to your forehead. Love is in your thoughts. And take them down to your lips. Love is in your words. Back down to your heart chakra, where love resides. And allow that feeling to expand throughout your physical body, emotional body, and out into the world. Thank you for joining.